What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, gonna do the is on video for Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk for the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the World. So Joshua versus Usyk is on. It's basically gonna be a preview of the huge fight that's taking place Saturday, September 25th on DAZN, as it features one of my 12 most must-see fighters in all of boxing, Anthony Joshua, against the, undefeated and former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. So, the preview of this fight is basically, Joshua's coming in, the Unified Heavyweight Champ, title he regained from Andy Ruiz in December of 2019 after losing his only fight to Ruiz the first time in June of 2019 by a 7th round TKO in a major upset. Joshua bounced back 6 months later, completely outclassed Andy Ruiz to a one-sided 12-round unanimous decision, and then he took on Kubrat Pulev and a year later in December of 2020, last year, and dominated Pulev, stopping him in the 9th round of that fight to retain his unified crown. That was a mandatory title fight. Pulev was the #1 contender for the IBF, and that's what this fight is. Usyk is the #1 contender for the WBO, and people wonder, well, how did he earn that? Well, this is what happens. When you become an undisputed champion of a weight class, you basically can move up or down in any weight and move straight into the #1 contendership. If you are a champion, you decide to move up or down. It's actually not even, it has nothing to do with becoming an undisputed champion. It just has to do with the fact that you're the champion in a weight class, so you have the option to move up or down in weight and move ahead of the #1 contender for that belt. So that's how this fight came to fruition, because Usyk was the #1 contender. He agreed to take step-aside money and stuff like that for Joshua to be able to fight Tyson Fury. But once that fight got scratched, the WBO came in and ordered the fight to happen, or Joshua was going to have to give up one of his belts. Excuse me. Joshua didn't want to do that. He didn't want to give up one of his belts because he's trying to still set up an undisputed title clash with Tyson Fury, which would take place probably early next year now. They almost had the fight done for August 14th, but an arbitration order came down for Fury to fight Wilder for a 3rd time, and that fight's going to take place July 24th. So 2 months later, on September 25th, Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk will collide, and it's a great matchup. People need to give Usyk a little bit more credit for how good of a fighter he is. This is an undefeated, not just former cruiserweight champion, but highly skilled Olympic gold medalist right here. Usyk came out at a lot of promise. He took over the cruiserweight division in a matter of just a couple of years there, as he defeated Krzysztof Glowacki, who was the previous #1 in the division after he knocked out the previous #1, Marco Huck. And Usyk came out and dominated Glowacki over 12 rounds to capture his first world title at the cruiserweight limit of 200 pounds. Then he followed that up by joining the World Boxing Super Series, where he, and this is in 2017 or 2018, he joined the World Boxing Super Series Season 1, and he dominated the veteran former champ Marco Huck in the first round with a 10th round TKO. Then in the semifinal, he took on Maris Bradis in a unification bout in Bradis' backyard of Latvia, and that was the toughest test of his career. He won a hard-fought 12-round majority decision to unify belts. And you saw how good Bradis is, because Bradis went on to win the World Boxing Super Series Season 2. And his lone defeat of his career is to Usyk, and that's it. Then Usyk went to the finals against the young, undefeated fellow unified champ Murat Gassiev of Russia, and he absolutely dominated Gassiev for the entire fight, won a one-sided 12-round decision, and became the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. You know, and I believe at the time he was only the fourth man to unify all four belts in any weight class since the, since the four belt era started, which was pretty much in the 90s, the early 90s to mid 90s is when the four belt era started. So Usyk became only the fourth guy to bring all the belts together in one division, and that was a big deal. That kind of was a trendsetter, and since then we've seen two more undisputed champions. We saw what division got unified earlier this year? It was 140. We saw Teofimo Lopez bring all the belts together against Lomachenko last year, and then you saw Josh Taylor bring all four belts together, beating Jose Ramirez in May of this year. Canelo's trying to become undisputed against Caleb Plant in September also. Then you have, Jermell Charlo's trying to become undisputed against Brian Castano in July. So, and that's just the goal right now. A lot of people are trying to become undisputed, and it's a big deal. So, Joshua is trying to go towards that goal as well, and Usyk's already accomplished that goal. So, for Usyk, coming into this fight, he's the underdog for sure, but he's a very live underdog. His biggest disadvantage, in my opinion, he is absolutely the better boxer between the two. But his disadvantage is size, and power. Anthony Joshua's very tall, and he's got a great amount of power, and he can box too. Usyk is a very good boxer. He's southpaw, but at heavyweight, he's had two fights, and he took on low-level competition in his first one. I think he fought Chaz Witherspoon, got a 7th-round TKO, and then squared off against Derek Chisora, former world title challenger, and he struggled a little bit in that fight, but he found it, got a clean unanimous decision. It was a tough fight though, but you know what? Derek Chisora is a tough fighter, and he was out the ring. Usyk was for, I want to say, almost a year by the time he fought, or close to a year by the time he fought Derek Chisora. So, Usyk, in my opinion, is going to come in very prepared. He's got Vasily Lomachenko's dad training him, and he's going to come in very prepared and ready for Anthony Joshua. Is that going to be enough? Joshua, how's he going to handle fighting a highly skilled, crafty boxer who, in my opinion, is probably going to be moving quite a bit, sticking and moving? Can Joshua handle that? Is he going to be able to, stay with Usyk in terms of the boxing ability? Is his size and power going to be a huge, difference here? We're not going to know until they get in the ring September 25th, but I guarantee you Anthony Joshua is taking Alexander Usyk serious. He really is, and everybody should take this fight serious, because I really believe Usyk has a shot here, if he fights the right kind of fight, and it's a very good win if Joshua can pull it off, and we just got to wait and see what goes down when they collide on September 25th on DAZN. So make sure you check this fight out, guys, because this is a very, very interesting and big heavyweight fight. Joshua is number 2 right now for me at heavyweight, and I personally have Usyk at, I believe, number 6. So, and he's never tasted defeat, and he's been in big fights. So do not count out Alexander Usyk, and make sure you pay attention and watch this fight Saturday, September 25th on DAZN. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk for the unified heavyweight championship of the world. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing.